Several explorations have been going on without the public's knowledge, and Elon Musk just revealed one of these secret missions. Due to the fact that researchers have only explored less than 10% of the global ocean, more research has to be conducted in that field.
Oh, yes!
As a result, the Navy was chosen for this exploration and they received funding from Elon Musk, so they set sail to explore the Arctic. Unfortunately, they got the greatest shock of their lives, but this was a mixture of shock and excitement, so the team immediately relayed their new discovery to Elon Musk, who in turn exposed the secret. What did the team tell Elon Musk, and how did they make such a discovery? Join us as we explore how Elon Musk told us what the Navy saw while diving in the Arctic. When the Navy got to the Arctic and started exploring the area, it felt like they weren't making any progress until they came across a never-before-seen ecosystem lurking in an underground river deep below the icy surface of Antarctica. It was such a shock that they immediately transmitted the information as proof. Elon Musk was present at the facility when the information came through, and out of excitement, he announced that they had brought a hidden world into the light. He then revealed photos of a dark, jagged cavern with swarms of tiny shrimp-like creatures. The scientists and researchers discovered the hidden subterranean habitat beneath the Larsen Ice Shelf. The Larsen Ice Shelf is a vast, floating sheet of ice connected to the eastern coast of the Antarctic Peninsula that famously birthed the world's biggest iceberg. Satellite images showed a weird groove in the ice shelf, which researchers identified as a subsurface river. As soon as it was discovered, the team drilled about 500 meters below the ice's surface with a strong hot water hose till they reached the underground chamber. Once done, Elon Musk's team deployed a camera down through the icy tunnel and into the cavern. That was when they met the intriguing surprise. The researchers watched hundreds of tiny, blurry flecks in the water swarming around as they obscured the video feed. The team was so confused they thought their equipment had issues. But when they refocused the camera, they saw that tiny crustaceans, also known as amphipods, were covering the lens. This swept each team member off their feet, as none of them had expected to find any life form far below the icy surface. Craig Stevens, a physical oceanographer at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research, acknowledged this in a statement. Having all those animals swimming around our camera means an important ecosystem process is happening there. The discovery of the secret shrimp-infested structure had the team jumping up and down for joy, Stevens added. Before this discovery was made, experts had long suspected that there was an extensive network of lakes and rivers underneath Antarctica, but those theories were not given much attention until now. However, what surprised them was not the vast network of lakes and rivers beneath Antarctica as that was suspected, but they never expected it to have life forms. That discovery made the new finding even more crucial to scientists and biologists. Even Hugh Horgan, the team's lead researcher and glaciologist at Teherenga Waka, could not contain his joy. He said getting to sample and observe this river was like being the first to enter a hidden world. Horgan initially found hints of the subsurface structure in 2020 while studying a satellite photo of the region. It was visible as a groove or long depression stretching across the ice, a hallmark of an underground river. However, despite being evident in the satellite images, the groove initially escaped surface detection. But then we found this tiny, gentle slope and guessed we'd got the right spot. After deploying the camera down into the drilled hole and into the river, Elon Musk's team was shocked again to see that the cavern appeared completely different from what they had in mind. The researchers expected the chamber's roof to be smooth and flat, only for them to explore and see that the roof was very uneven and had several steep undulations. The cavern was also much wider close to the roof. According to Stevens, he said that the cavern looked like a loaf of bread with a bulge at the top and a narrow slope at the bottom. Elon Musk's team was still recovering from that shock when they suddenly found that the water column underground was divided into 4 or 5 clear-cut layers of water flowing in opposite directions. This changes our current understanding and models of these environments, Stevens said. We're going to have our work cut out understanding what this means. And the team arrived above the buried river just in time to make another interesting observation. They had set up camp a few days before the Hunga Tonga Hunga Harpai volcano's eruption, and the colossal explosion generated pressure waves that rang Earth's atmosphere like a bell. As a result, the sensors the team had placed on the ice's surface recorded similar pressure waves moving through the underground chamber. Seeing the effect of the Tongan volcano, which erupted thousands of kilometers away, was quite remarkable, Stephen said. It is a reminder about just how connected our whole planet is. While the researchers were observing the newfound subsurface ecosystem, they were also concerned about the ecosystems, saying they may be at risk from rapidly warming temperatures caused by climate change. The climate is changing and some key focal points are yet to be understood by science, Stephen said. But what is clear is that great changes are afoot. Well, it could be just human fear to not disrupt the newly found ecosystem. And while this team was still working on the newly found discovery, another team Elon Musk participated in made another discovery in the same Arctic. This team found DNA from ancient microorganisms, some of which go as far back as 1 million years ago. It was discovered beneath the seafloor in Antarctica, and the new study from Elon Musk's scientists shows that it is the oldest DNA to be discovered from seafloor sediment. The funny story about this discovery was that it was not made on purpose. Scientists accidentally collected the bizarre genetic samples of ancient sedimentary DNA about 178 meters beneath the sea floor, as part of a survey led by the International Ocean Discovery Program and Elon Musk in the Scotia Sea north of mainland Antarctica. The team closely examined damage patterns within the recovered DNA fragments to determine exactly how old they were, and they saw that the oldest fragments were about 1 million years old. Linda Armbrecht, the lead author of the study and a researcher at the Institute for Marine and Antarctic Studies, confirmed this in a statement. She said, "The fragments are the oldest authenticated marine cedar DNA discovered to date. They have been exceptionally well preserved due to low temperatures, reduced oxygen concentrations, and an absence of UV radiation. However, scientists are unsure about the species the oldest cedar DNA belongs to. Still, it is believed to definitely come from a eukaryote. This means it would definitely be from either an animal, fungi, or plant, but definitely not from a virus or bacteria." One thing scientists discovered, though, was that several of the DNA samples belong to diatoms, a type of phytoplankton that still exists in the world's oceans today and forms the basis of most marine food webs. The cedar DNA recorded from the Scotia Sea shows that there was probably an explosion in the abundance of diatoms about 540,000 years ago, right around Earth's natural warming phase. At this time, researchers and scientists wrote in the paper that inflated ice loss from Antarctica's ice sheet and rising ocean temperatures possibly fueled rapid diatom growth and reproduction. Elon Musk's researchers also wrote that human-caused climate change might generate similar conditions. The team believes learning more about how ecosystems transformed during earlier warming periods is essential to understand how they will change again. Antarctica is one of the most vulnerable regions to climate change on Earth, so studying this polar marine ecosystem's past and present responses to environmental change is a matter of urgency, Armbrecht concluded. It had been a serial streak of discoveries going on in the Arctic simultaneously, and Elon Musk's scientists thought they were done until another discovery was made. This discovery started when a new satellite image showed that the world's largest iceberg, A76A, had entered the Drake Passage. This waterway comprises a fast-moving ocean current that will send the mighty berg on a one-way trip to its watery grave. After slowly drifting around Antarctica for over a year and barely melting, the world's biggest iceberg could soon be set on an accelerated course towards its eventual demise, a new satellite image reveals. The enormous ice slab, or A76A, is about 135 kilometers long and 26 kilometers wide. It is the biggest fragment of the world's former biggest iceberg, the Rhode Island-sized A76, which broke off from the western side of Antarctica's Ronne ice shelf in May 2021, and later divided into three chunks: A76A, A76B, and A76C. This remained cool in Antarctica until NASA's Terra satellite took a photo of A76A floating in the mouth of the Drake Passage. This deep waterway links the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans between Cape Horn in South Africa and the South Shetland Islands north of the Antarctic Peninsula. The image showed that the girthy berg was between the South Orkney Islands and Elephant Island. However, its trajectory gave clues that it would move further north into the waterway. According to the Earth Observatory, this is a concern because when icebergs drift into the Drake Passage, they are rapidly dragged eastward by strong ocean currents before being whipped northward into warmer waters, melting completely. A76A has traveled around 2,000 kilometers since it broke off from the Antarctic Peninsula. The iceberg has avoided substantial ice loss during its journey, as data revealed that it's almost precisely the same size as when it fractured from its parent berg over a year ago. However, it is unlikely to remain intact much longer because the Drake Passage is known for sending icebergs on a one-way trip to their watery graves. The main reason for this is due to the Antarctic Circumpolar Current. It's the only current that flows completely around the globe and has more water than any other current on Earth. The ACC, which runs from east to west through the Drake Passage, transports between 95 and 150 million cubic meters of water per second. As a result, wandering bergs that enter the Drake Passage are quickly taken away from the Antarctic and dumped in warmer waters, where they always meet their doom. However, the ACC is not the only ocean current that helps determine the fate of icebergs. Other smaller currents have also had a role in the distribution and eventual death in the wandering ice masses, but researchers and scientists are still trying to comprehend the phenomenon. Hopefully they do, so these icebergs could have a means of survival one way or another. Which of these discoveries made by Elon Musk and the Navy intrigued you the most? Let us know in the comments section below.